Hi there, Emir. Hi, welcome to livestream. Let's wait for everyone to join in. In the meantime, I'll play us some music. Music is important, for otherwise they feel empty. So the KC, as always. 2020, the best hits of 2023. Nah, that's loud. Alright. So, hello everyone, and welcome into another live stream. And today we will, we'll do some research, we'll do some animations, hopefully. Is there really no chat? Alright. Just want to double check if my chat's working this time. We'll do some research, we'll do some 3D animation. I know we can't see anything yet because I'm prepping everything. So first of all, most important, I had to restart my PC a bit because Windows was acting up. So I'll need to, was Fitzpatrick quantum mechanics, I'm not mistaken. Quantum mechanics. Alright. Hi the stick! Welcome to live stream. Schrodingers the best card. Yeah, the entire I really like the pun of the live stream, you know. It's Schrodingers live stream, we're live and offline. Funny. We will be doing hopefully, well, today we'll do some research about mostly about the Schrodinger's equation. That would be the main idea of this live stream. I'm pretty certain there is a sub-chapter somewhere around here. Schrodinger's equation and wave function collapse. Oh, isn't that just something? Particles, wave packets, evolution of wave packets, and Schrodinger's equation and wave function collapse. Later on, I would also like to set up an animation, a really fun one, because we'll just have crazy little updates. But for now, let's warm up with something light. This something light being quantum mechanics. Alright, classical particles concentrate almost exclusively on the behavior of non-relativistic particles of non-zero mass, electrons, in absence of external forces such as particles of mass m, energy E, and momentum P. Classical straight line velocity, yeah, simple enough, and satisfy energy, cool. Quantum particles, the same thing except waves, simple enough. That's from the previous lab by the way. So energy of light waves sometimes inhibit particle-like properties. It turns out that massive particles sometimes exhibit wave-like properties. For instance, it is possible to obtain double-slit interference pattern from a stream of monoenergetic electrons passing through two closely spaced narrow slits, which basically means sorry, I'm a bit sick. Which basically means that, well, it's a wave particle duality, right? The effective wavelength of electrons can be determined by measuring the width of the light and dark bands in the interference pattern. Cool. Relation is found for other types of particles. The previous wavelength is called the... Oh no. Sounds French. Is this French? Who was the guy? Louis. Why is that? It was a French aristocrat. Why are they always French? Damn it. That's just that particles should have wave-like properties in 1923. No, not pronouncing that. Wavelength is generally very small. For instance, that of an electron is tiny, nanometers. Correct? I guess that's right. Hello, mysterious maftish with my mask. Well, hi. Welcome. Today we're not doing math, today we're doing quantum mechanics with a fair bit of math, actually. Electron energy is conveniently measured in units of electron volts. Electron accelerated, yeah. The French guy wavelength of a proton is way less. Actually, only 2 orders of magnitude smaller, so that's not crazy. Given the smallness of the French wavelength of common particles, it is actually quite difficult to perform particle inference experiments. Makes sense. The spacing of the slits must not be too much greater than the wavelength of the wave. which means, yeah, the distance between slits would have to be absolutely tiny. Which probably explains why our double slit experiment didn't work, maybe? Or no, that's different. Hi Zane, hi, welcome. The point is, all of these seem like things we've already seen before though. Right? Is there anything new? I know they perform, yeah, interference patterns are with low energy particles or very close space slits. Yeah, we've already seen this much. Momentum of wave number. P is the particle's vector momentum, K is the wave vector. Wave vector? Why wave vector? Oh, the wave length in all different directions, that makes sense. The relation between momentum of wave number and performance is possible that close related relation between energy wave angular frequency. Yeah. However, according to previous dispersion relation, particle plane wave propagates at momentum divided by m from the very top, mass. Correct? Oh yeah, because this is non-live, so yeah, makes sense. I bought a book called Calculus for Dummies, and you explain derivatives better than a 500-page book. Thank you for saving my calculus grade. Well, I did have it easier, because with animation it's much easier to explain things. Like books, you know, don't have moving pictures, that's probably why. I am at a rather large advantage in this case. Curious to know, can you explain what are you doing for today and how these live streams normally work? What do you usually do in them? Yes, good idea, we should. Alright, you know what, let's start simple. I mostly use Blender. By the way, is the music too loud, too quiet? Just feel free to... Yeah, so yeah, I most of the time use Blender for noting down things, I don't know why. Alright, chat, let's start the recap. I think that's a solid place to start, actually. It's a great idea, let's do it. So, today we're about some quantum mechanics. That's a Q, don't mind that, that's a Q. Alright, so, tell me everyone, have you ever heard of these things called photons? It has a P because it's a photon, because that's how you know it's a photon. If it had a N, it wouldn't be a photon. It's a P, that's because it's a photon. So have you all heard of those? Well, the basic idea looks like this in quantum mechanics, that you don't have particles, you don't have waves, you have wave particles, so both of them combined. And as simple as it sounds, it actually gets really convoluted, but at the same time it stays simple. It's great. My point I'm great at explaining stuff. The point is, you have certain scenarios where things act like waves, certain scenarios where things act like particles, that's why they are wave particles. So the best example of this would be an animation, which I made, hold on. Just what quantum mechanics was great. Yeah, that video really... Many people liked it. Let me just open up the right file to show you what I exactly mean by the difference in between particles and waves. So, let's say that we have something like this, right? We have a room like this, and we're gonna shoot some light particles from this side of the box, okay? So we're gonna shoot some light particles from this side of the box, and right here we have two tiny slits. What should the light behave like in this scenario? Well, since they are particles, we can just check, and we fire particles from this side, and they rise up, go through the slits, and the pattern is cast. That's particles, right? And so when we shine something through the box like this, then what we should end up with is two straight lines on the other side. And we can check it, the one with Blender. We really can. We can just add a light source right here, give it some solid brightness, and switch to render. And there we go. You can see we end up with two slits on the other side, which makes sense, right? So yeah, it works. The issue is, Blender is a bit misleading, because Blender is treating light particles like particles, which is different from what happens in real life. In real life, these aren't really particles, they are wave particles, which basically means that when we have our photons, instead of them being emitted like particles, they are emitted as waves. So we start with a wave rising from the middle, then it goes to the slits, these slits emit their own waves, and there they go. And so instead what we should get is we should get an interference pattern, which is what actually happens in real life, which means that instead of having two slits like these on the other side, right, what we get instead is like an interference pattern, which goes like so. It goes on for quite a while. That's because, and that's basically the heart of quantum mechanics. The idea that particles aren't singular particles, they aren't waves, they are particles which behave like waves. Sounds convoluted, it is kind of convoluted, but in the end, that's just something you have to accept. That's just the way universe works. Now, once you treat these particles as wave particles, then you can do some pretty fun stuff. Like, for example, what is the momentum of a photon? Well, photon is a massless particle, which means its mass is equal to 0, which means its momentum doesn't really make much sense now, does it? In classical mechanics, so momentum, we go to momentum classical mechanics, you can see that momentum is just mass times distance divided by time, so mass times velocity. So if the mass is equal to 0, then the momentum of photons should also be 0, right? Well, in reality that's not the case, because the most important thing about momentum is not the velocity, it's not the mass, it's the kinetic energy, which, well, photons have plenty of energy. That's why we have, well, this equation, for example, which gives us the energy of a photon based on, this is just the constant, and omega, which is basically the frequency. We have this one, which gives us the momentum. The momentum of our photon is equal to the constant multiplied by wave number, which means that inverse of a wavelength. So what we can basically say is that I'm pretty certain it's h bar divided by lambda, I think. This is from memory. This is the thing you're talking about right now for future video. Yeah, I mean future video is gonna be. I'm gonna upload it in 3 days, so you know. Weekly uploads, everyone! Yay! That's why I should really finish the animations during this live stream. The Schrodinger's equation is actually the last piece of the puzzle, because this is the one last thing I need to understand before I can actually finish the video. Once I get how the Schrodinger's equation works, I'm golden. And then I can script the entire rest of the video, then I can finish all the animations, I can edit the entire video, and I can upload the entire video, and the people can watch the entire video, and they're actually gonna watch only the first 2 minutes. Most of them are gonna click off, the video is gonna tank, it's gonna get 500 views, I'm gonna earn 50 cents from it, and I'm gonna go bankrupt, and I'll have to end my YouTube career. Wait, what was I doing? Yeah, isn't h bar the Heisenberg thing? Heisenberg. The Heisenberg constant. It's a Planck's constant, yeah. H is just a constant. Is that how it's spelled? Constant. Yeah, that's how bad it is for me. H is just a constant. It's called the Planck's constant. And h bar is just h divided by 2 pi. So these are all just numbers. That's it. Just a constant number, just a value. A certain value. If you want, you can check what Planck's constant is equal to. I forgot to add a word, but you get the idea. We can check what Planck's constant is equal to, and we can see that Planck's constant is equal to this 6.626070 times 15 times 10 to the negative 34th, right? So we have this value right here, and then if we take this value of 6.626, right? 070 and 0 10 negative 34th, was it? 34th. If we take this value, if we divide it by 2 pi, then we get h bar. if we don't divide it by 2 pi, we just get h. Planck's not that good confused. No, don't worry. This is unbelievably confusing. Because, for example, this is so dumb, by the way. You have omega, omega, which is the frequency. No, wait. Omega, which is the angular... No, angular phase was phi. You have omega, which is equal to something. I don't even remember what it was equal to. Then you have t, which is the... Oh, damn it. I have all of them noted down. I'm just gonna read them off. Alright, so you have omega. Angular frequency, which is omega. Then you have t, which is a period. This is a period, and period is equal to 2 pi divided by omega. Then what you have is you have the third one, which is mu, which looks kind of like this, kind of like a V, which is the frequency, I think, which is equal to 1 divided by t. And like, it's so confusing for no reason. Because those of you who are paying close attention might also realize that this is equal to 1 divided by 2 pi divided by omega. Which means this is equal to omega divided by 2 pi. But for some reason we have to add the t in between because it's not confusing enough. So h bar is equal to... so bar is equal to 1/2 pi. Yeah, precisely. You get it. See, you have this equal to h, this equal to bar, and then when you add them together, you get h bar, and this divided by you get it. There we go. Perfect. It's so cool that pi appears randomly in physics and math. It's not randomly though. There is the reason why pi appears is actually... Well, pi appears everywhere where you're dealing with angles, basically. If you or not angles, radians. Yeah. If you're dealing with radians, then you're gonna end up with pi. And the reason why pi appears in here is because when you have a cosine... Anyone remembers what a cosine looks like? If it goes through 0 or if it goes through 1? I don't care, it doesn't matter. It can be sine or cosine. Either one will work. The reason why 2 pi appears right here is because the distance between 2 minimas or 2 maximus is 2 pi. That's why it appears right there. One thing, yeah, at this point, yeah, it doesn't matter because, well, it's cosine sine, they both are same thing, just shift it. Formula physics. E. E. I actually haven't seen E. Oh no, I have seen E with these equations, but that's mostly because of EI theta, which is a whole other kind of worms, and also appears quite often. So yeah, that was the recap. And now we can see that we have omega, which is the angular frequency. We have k, which is the wave number, which is related to lambda, which is the wavelength, which is p, momentum, m, I think, mass. Why am I struggling with m? Did you say E is equal to pi is equal to 3? My mouth. Alright. What's next? Wave packets. The previous discussion. Oh, I wasn't paying that much attention. There's just a wave function of a massive particle of momentum p energy E is moving in positive x direction. Can be written, not the rule of the snow is. Okay, so if you have a massive particle, you can write down its function like this. This is the amplitude, the complex amplitude, if I'm not mistaken. I may get high heads, by the way. No, I'm pretty certain this is the complex amplitude. I'm decently solid, almost certain. Wave function of a massive particle. How is this different from just a non-wave function? I'm sorry, I'm a bit sick today. Now I redo a project. Hold on. How is this different from a normal wave function? don't understand. You have a standard wave function, which looks like this, and then you have this wave function, which looks the exact same. Yeah, this has a bar, this one has a 0, but that's just notation. Complex wave with complex wave function, this. I don't know. Massive particle. Why is massive a requirement? Yeah, we'll come on. Where k is equal to pH, a bar is larger than 0, and omega is equal to E divided by h bar, is larger than 0. Cool. Pressure of a plane whose maximum and minimum propagate. As you can see, the space velocity is only half of the classical velocity of mass particle from wave 1 and moves particle is that proportional probability density of finding particle position. In time, however, the modular square wave function is which depends on neither x nor t. In other words, this wave function represents a particle that is equally likely to be found anywhere on the x-axis at all times. Hence, the fact that the maxima and minima of the wave function propagated at phase velocity does not correspond to the classical particle velocity does not have any real physical consequences. What? What's E again? Oh, wasn't E just like a limit of 1 divided by h to the h power? Wait, what's the definition of E? What is E equal to? I'm looking for the equation. E, Euler's constant, because Euler always obviously needs a constant. I'm looking for the limit. This is the limit. This is what E is equal to. How'd you get to know all of this though? How'd you start from 0? I don't know, 5 days ago? You can see it on YouTube if you want. I stream science live streams practically every day at this point, so this is around when I started learning serious quantum mechanics, and this is just how I got into it, just slowly but surely, noting down things on the left and then reading them on the right. It's all of this is not quite as difficult as it may seem, really. It's not that hard. Yeah. Was I doing this one? Okay. So we have to get through this sentence first of all. So all of the live streams are up on this channel. Not all of them, because I stream every day, but not always on this channel. Basically, if you want to see my live streams, then you can watch my science live streams. You can watch my gaming live streams. Well, recently it's been a fair bit of Blender too, but that's not important. Or you can see my garbage live streams, that's what I'm calling them. There's a garbage live streams, where I'm just tired. But I still have to stream every single day, because that's the rule. That's the rule for Charity Checkup. We're streaming every single day. We have been for the past 394 days. Oh, goodness gracious me. Can you imagine how much time I've wasted? Anyhow. Wave function of a particle is localized in x. That is, a particle that is likely to be found at some position on the x-axis than others. More likely to be found at a position on the x-axis than others. Or than other particles or the axis? Or the particles actually. Did you just donate? Never donated to a YouTuber. You are, I think, actually deserves this. Give out the great word. This is the first donation. Let's celebrate the first super on the stream. This is the first donation I've ever gotten. And because the YouTube is screwed up, is in some sort of different currency, and thank you so much. That's the first donation I've ever gotten on these live streams. Thank you, Yas. I don't know what to. I wasn't prepared. It's been 394. I never thought I'd get one, honestly. Well, thank you. Oh my goodness. I know how to react. What a legend indeed. How much is that? That's $5. Still lolling around the 0. I know. I mean, I've earned on this live stream infinitely more money already than all of the other ones combined, so you know. Is that really your first donation? Yeah, it is. It really is. I've never gotten a donation before. I wasn't monetized like a month ago. I wasn't monetized. I only have been monetized for a month now. For most of the time, wasn't people that couldn't donate. Then just them. Has everyone else? Hey, everyone else watching donate. He needs the money. You know, it's the dedication is great. I'm lucky I found you entered your Discord since you viral video. Thank you. Yeah, that video was great. Oh, I'm flabbergasted. Ooh, I need a second to recover now. I really wasn't expecting this. Yeah, well, then. Thank you. Any requests for something? Yes, something I should explain, or I don't know, some animation or something. I feel like I should do something for this donations. Please, free money. I am a big fan of money, though. Thank you as well, legend. Damn! Wow. Wait, what was? Oh yeah, boring math for nerds. That's what I was doing. Cool. Fine. I guess let's go back to it. Give me the ask to go and talk to my teachers teaching us in university to help them learning quantum mechanics, and they gave me a ton of research, and I am low-key getting mentored on what to study. That is great. Do you know how to use Desmos? I mean, it's basic stuff. Looking at the mentor, yeah. Well, if you're getting mentored on quantum mechanics, then you really like this video, which I'm gonna upload this Sunday, because the video which I'll upload this Sunday will be like my addition to quantum mechanics video, except less math, more actual quantum mechanics. It will be way more advanced. So, yeah. You're asking quantum how to use Desmos. Listen, it's a live. Might as well. What we're gonna do? Well, you know what? We're gonna move on to money from the might as well. It's a chatting live stream. Honestly, this is all just an excuse for me to chat. I mean, this is just in order to understand Desmos, you just need understand how. It's a dumb question. There's no such thing as dumb questions. Just because it's like simple to explain doesn't mean it's worthless knowledge. You have the x-axis, and that's actually, you know what? Can I just bring up the segment from my video? The function segment from my additional quantum mechanics video. You have the x-axis, you take the x value, you plug into a function which you input right here, and then you move it up and down depending on what you get. So for example, sine of 5 is equal to negative 0.5. So, I could just have a point. No, it's an element. How do you make a point? Well, I'm a professional, as you can tell. As you can already tell, I am a professional. Nurse, you would share a guide on how to start studying everything from ground zero. I mean, how's maths level for someone at the end of the day be able to understand and solve stuff? Guide on how to start everything from ground zero. Well, I can tell you how I did it. So, for those who do not know, I am a generalist. So yeah, like you have specialists which specialize, there are also generalists who generalize. And the best example of the fact that I'm a generalist is my Space, Life and Time paper, which is a paper about practically everything. So, and when I say practically everything, I do mean practically everything, from math, quantum mechanics, chemistry, classical mechanics, medicine, biology, whatever. The thing is, what I found when it comes to researching most of these things is that you have to disrespect the science. So, basically, really often, people are scared of going into something because they think that the science is more difficult than it actually is. So what I would recommend, link your paper, it's not really worth a linking. It's more of a note thing than a paper. I mean, yeah, over here I was just noting down stuff from which I learned on live streams. My point is, if you get into quantum mechanics thinking that's advanced, thinking that's difficult, and expecting you to struggle, then you won't really learn much because you'll just give up really soon. You have to disrespect the field, pretend that's easy, live in denial, be delusional, and in the end, it actually, as it so happens, works out pretty well. All of this is only difficult because of notation. That's the only reason. Notation is bloody awful in quantum mechanics. That's why it sucks so much. That's why all of this sucks so much, because notation is just awful. If you just move away from the Greek letters alone, this would be so much cleaner. Why is there Unicode characters for hungers? What they are? Can I get a link to your paper? It's not public. It's just a note. It's just my note thing for docs. I might make it public, pun intended, in the future, but for now it's just something that it's more of my notebook, I guess. Anyway, in the background, I'm gonna open up Manim, because I feel like this is a perfect time for me to do some light animating on the side whilst answering questions and just chatting with you all. You're cool. I'm just for short. Alright, let's get rid of this. Let's have wave function. So, oh, by the way, basic wave function. This is what we'll implement in Manim today, which looks like this: a times cosine of x k plus phi. I don't think there are any. I don't think there are Greek letters in Desmos. I was sure of math thesis on the correlation with integral boundaries with a certain function. Translated into English, but I would love to get feedback from the legend. Make it if you want. I would love to. You wrote a short math thesis on the correlation of integral boundaries of a certain function. I'm just afraid I won't understand. That's my biggest issue. I don't think I'm smart enough. But I would absolutely love to give feedback, or at least sit here and pretend like I'm smart. That's, what I've been doing most of the time. Don't mind the huge dance hat on my head, alright? That's just there as decoration. Would you like to link it up? Discord or chat or... And in the background a bit, I'm in your Discord, alright, so just send it wherever. Translate. Alright, I'll give you some time, no pressure at all. In the meantime, let me teach you all a thing or two about waves. It's actually really simple. Right here, have you said that, but what are your resources for learning of the math and then quantum mechanics? Oh, this is a great question and I love to answer it. It's LibreTexts. This live stream has not been sponsored by LibreTexts, although I would absolutely love to be sponsored by them. So, I know my huge day is covering it, but LibreTexts. And LibreTexts is great. It's amazing. Would recommend. Use it. It's outstanding. No matter, it doesn't even matter if you're learning, I don't know, quantum mechanics or practically anything else. The website layout is a bit nonsensical, and I always end up getting lost. But there we go. Oh, you want to study biology, business, chemistry, engineering, Spanish, geosciences, global medicine, humanities, K-12, mathematics, physics, social sciences, statistics, Ukrainian or workforce. What do you want to study? No matter what you want to study, LibreTexts got you covered. And it's all free. Did I mention that? You can just hop on biology, bookshelves, and I don't know. Oh, well, let's learn about some cells today, and wowee. I'm really curious what O'Connor has to say about cells. Oh yeah, I mean, proteins sound pretty interesting. Let's get into that. What are proteins? And there we go. You can just read the thing. Like references, exercises, it's great. Right, I know, right? It's amazing. That's basically what I use for almost all of my research. LibreText. Well, to be fair, I also use Britannica, Wikipedia. Wikipedia is a great source. Many people don't like it, but it is a great source. It's really well maintained. It has a lot of general knowledge. So I use plenty different sources, but you always need like a strong foundation, and LibreText is the best foundation I ever found. So yeah, that's a phenomenal question, and that's the answer. I also do apologize for bumping the microphone. Anyhow, when you have waves, right here, we have just a standard good old cosine wave, right? So cosine of x. This is cosine of x. Except with 3 different variables, a, k, and p. Now, what do these variables do? So glad no one asked. We have, first of all, amplitude, which increases all the... Well, honestly, graphically it's much better to just play the animation. There we go. That's amplitude, alright? Then next one we have wave number, which changes the frequency. Oh, I mean wavelength. Changes the wavelength of a wave. Now the key thing to note down, the key thing to note, damn it, I'm still flabbergasted after the donation. The key thing to note is that increasing the wave number decreases the wavelength, so wavelength is now really short. Distance between this point and this point is the wavelength, but decrease it and all of a sudden it becomes really large. So, hi there Ali! Oh my goodness, it's been ages since I saw you on YouTube. How goes it? It goes pretty well, we're having fun. Did you know that this livestream actually got my first ever YouTube donation? From Yas? It was covered a couple minutes ago. I'm still amazed. Make it use Desmos. I don't even use. I do use Desmos. Almost every single night. Desmos is great. Oh, Ali, it has been ages since I saw you on YouTube. How exciting, right? So we have wave number, which is inverse of a wavelength, which means we could just do 1 divided... Damn it. We could just divide it by k, and now if we increase it, we increase the wavelength, decrease it, decrease, which is a bit more direct, but for some reason we don't do that, we just keep it as k. Not streaming on Twitch, lol. Yeah, I'm not streaming on Twitch when I'm streaming on main channel. I'm streaming on Twitch when I'm gaming. That's when I'm streaming on Twitch. If I'm not gaming, I'm not gonna be streaming there. Because that makes it much more difficult to keep up with 2 different charts, you know. How I wish Desmos had more functions. They have plenty of functions. Guess what? What happened? And then the last one, by the way, is we have phase, which just moves the function around. These are the 3 main variables when it comes to modifying the functions, and that's what we'll do with Manim. Except in Manim it's gonna be much more difficult because of course this. I just spent an ungodly amount on a new laptop. Oh, can we stream together finally? Oh, I was about to buy a new PC, honestly. I'm getting really impatient. Can we finally stream? How much? Don't ever ask. Don't ask a man his salary, woman his age, and people on the internet how much they spend on laptop. Alright? Headstack, that is very rude of you, and I don't appreciate this kind of behavior in my chat. Manim functions animations. Why do you use Firefox? I actually don't know. I mean, okay, Firefox is just a very... It's convenient, honestly. It's convenient. I'm gonna shut up, nice keyboard. Oh, yeah, I'm also sorry for the mechanical keyboard. It was the cheapest in the shop. My keyboard broke, had to buy one really quick, and the cheapest one they had available was a mechanical keyboard. And I'm regretting the purchase every single day. I should have paid some more for it. Quite one. As I've not the best, but enough for basic games. Yeah, you don't need nothing fancy. As long as it works, it works. Well, yeah, but it's also really loud on stream, so unless you're talking about the laptop, in which case, yeah. The reason why I use Firefox is just for convenience. I mean, it's just a very convenient browser. I like open stuff, and Firefox is the most open of any reasonable browsers. Also, the fact that I can just type at DuckDuckGo is great for me. I like the clicking noises. Well, that's the issue. There are only some people like the clicking noises, but everyone likes quiet streams. Everyone likes... there's no one I'm looking for. Other functions. Reference manual. This is... Oh, what now? Oh, I've never seen this before. That sounds useful. I just saved the library text tab for a good few topics. I want to get into higher level mathematics because it's fun. Would recommend. I really would recommend. Library text is just that because it's amazing. I love library text. I'm a #1 library text fan. This! I think this is what we're looking for. Oh, discontinuous example. I don't care about discontinuous example. I just care about any example. Oh, number plane then plot. Never mind, I'm an idiot. This is gonna be much easier. So first let's start the number plane. You're gonna get quite a lot of ASMR on this live stream, alright? And on it's like whether whether we like it or not, we're gonna get some ASMR. Yeah, there's no going on this. Self play and then create. We'll create a sort of really basic animation today, but it's still gonna be pretty fun because it will be mathematical. Everyone loves math. Everyone, welcome to yet another keyboard clicking ASMR live stream. How long are the streams usually? From 2 to 6 hours, anything in between. Most of the time around 3 is the average, I would say. 3 hours. Solid average. There we go, sick. Now can we function 0 is equal to np plot lambda x squared? Would this work? If it's gonna work, I'm gonna be really happy with this. Where did you learn how to code? I'm sure there's a problem there, but yeah, I just coded, honestly. It's... You have... Well, you know, Google or DuckDuckGo exists, so if I wanted to... How to create a function in Manim, for example, then you can just look for this, and then you have a reference manual. The wrong one. And then you have example scenes, and then you can just scroll down. There we go. If you want to create a cube which turns into a circle which goes around, which rotates and then scales down, then you can just copy this code, and you can basically read the code step by step, and from that you can learn more coding. And just starting is the biggest issue, but starting is much easier than you think. Everyone has their own special skills. No, I don't. Nothing about my skill set is special. It's quite unremarkable, if anything. I do 3D and Python animations. I would just have special... Oh, suck it, Ali! Yeah, yeah. Oh, I don't have any special skills. Said my medicine expert. Oh, I've only had a special skill. Oh, come on. Oh, boo-hoo, alright. Bro, I'm so bad with technology. You're literally my medicine expert. You're saying, I wish I had a special skill. Come on. So bad with technology. Technology ain't difficult. It's just confusing because you have to constantly listen to the news. Technology is not difficult, it's just time consuming, and that's it. There's nothing difficult. Hi, the Sparrow. Welcome. Welcome to the live stream. what was I doing? Oh yeah, okay, this is gonna be actually some relatively almost kind of advanced money. Because we will have this plot, and then what we'll have is this be a times math cosine of x times k, I guess capital A. So we'll have a equal to 1, k equal to 1, and then phase equal to 0 plus phase. I'm just done with tag and small attention span. A low-key gave up on C++. C is easier to read in my eyes. You did not. I am... Okay, I relate so much because I myself started with C++ and then moved on to C. Oh, we got a C enjoyer in the chat. Zane is a C enjoyer. Zane, I respect that. Some people say that I need to write memory save programs, but those people have clearly never used a malloc, so they can suck it. I started with C in the university. I started with C++ as just genuinely my first ever language, and then I realized that C is much more straightforward. C++ was confusing. Up to this very day, I don't really get, like, classes. What's the point of a class? I still don't understand what classes do. I mean, okay, I know how they work. I don't understand what they do, what they actually do. C is straightforward, exactly. C has like 40 keywords. The entire language is like 40 words, and that's it. And solid 30 of them are never used. Oh, I didn't even bother. This, yeah, it's just relatable. No one cares about classes. It's a class. Idea. You have to like add a name before it's confusing. There we go. We got a sine, a cosine. I mean, we have a cosine going up and down, up and down. One more thing which I would like to add is set opacity to 0.6. I think we should make it a bit more visible. Have you ever used a Raspberry Pi? Yes, I have. Pico though. Raspberry Pi Picos. I own 3 and have used 2. And am planning on using them more in the future because they are a lot of fun. So I never used a real Raspberry Pi, but I have used Picos. Kind of Raspberry Pi. I know nothing of coding or much of technology. Is Linux as good as some people claim? Okay, when it comes to Linux and Firefox and all of these things, it's not really about them being good. It's about them being open. That's the main thing. I was learning on mine, but finding coding that fun. It's not for everyone. Like for real, they always say that printf is faster than cout function. Why the fuck should I use cout then if C++ doesn't make sense? I know, and cout is so garbage too because you have like cout, then arrows, then fucking text, and then arrows, and then end line, which is the most nonsensical kind of... I don't even know which way the arrows go. It's most nonsensical kind of notation. C64 assembly code is the most straightforward in my opinion. I have... Okay, but wait. C64. x86 64 enjoyer, so you know. Not gonna lie, in my case, I myself prefer... I myself am a really big fan of x86 64. So if we go right here, math, I myself am a really big fan of implementing a hyperbolic cosine myself, cause I ain't got the time to wait for C to calculate it for me. So you know, I just made my own like a normal person. Okay. No, what did I miss? Not much. I mean, I guess Or maybe a lot, depends how you look at it actually. Yeah. Dude, doing cosine in C. This isn't C. This is assembly. This is straight up assembly. There is nothing normal about you make it. I don't know if that's an insult or a compliment, honestly. Hard to tell. I'm a statistical error. Everyone is special. I agree. such a meaningless, like an uplifting sentence. Everyone is special. Yeah, but what's really fun about assembly is these. I always really like those, like incredibly register specific. And this is why I make it. Thing which I love most about assembly is these incredibly specific processor functions. I mean, register operations, I suppose. I just really love those. That was fun. Those were the good times. I might walk some more in the future. He's just crazy good at the random topics of science. Actually, the exact opposite. I am unbelievably average at almost all the topics. And I mean, I'm below average. I'm like really almost beginner on everything. And decent at rendering. Only decent at rendering 3D models? Only decent? Have you seen my desktop background? Only decent. How many registers do x86 processors have? You mean x86, not x86 64? Because one of them is 32-bit, the other one is 64-bit, and one of them has like at least 10, the other one has at least 5. I don't know, so from 10 to 100, something. That's the range. I don't know. The background gets me every time. I know it gets me too. And what was I doing? Oh yeah, right. I remember now. We're gonna keep chatting, by the way. This is just me doing stuff in the background, so that I can pretend this is a walking live stream. That's inspirational. I didn't know, by the way. Oh, I haven't. Oh, I didn't. What did you know? I knew that you were gonna join in Discord. I just didn't know when you exactly joined in. I don't know. Sorry for that. Lambda M and M become. Value tracker, and this is where things get annoying because these. Ah, that's some nice ASMR in the background. Is this still gonna walk? Please just walk. Please don't crash and I don't know. Don't do anything silly. I gotta go. Can't hit my Wi-Fi. I mean, suddenly just gone cold. You can't use Wi-Fi. I mean, I've seen them at the sandwich thing, I believe. But I've never seen the other one. Oh yeah, and the reason why I basically set up this extremely long line of code, which seems completely pointless, is that right now what we can do is we can just do k.animate.set value to 7, for example, and then once we animate, then boom, the animation renders, and look at this. Ain't that just cool? The number playing is created, then the function, and then whoa, it's great. I'm so cool. Just yeah. What gets me in Python is that it doesn't have the same strict syntax like C, so it feels like I'm walking butt naked. I mean, in Python, it's... I don't really know the exact... I mean, because it's kind of functional. But it is... Python just made for convenience. Python is not made to make sense. Python is made for convenience. Once you get used to that fact, it just... Word is your oyster. Now let's do something fun. Something really fun, actually. Oh, whoops, that's my background. I'm in Desmos. There's my Desmos. Let's set up a line between 2 points like this. So how would we calculate the position of these 2 points? So glad you asked. How do you calculate the position of this maximum? Let's do some math, everyone. Let's do some math. This is gonna be fun, trust me. Well, it might not. I don't know. I think it will be. So we'll have cosine. Then, like this. Now, cosine has maximas at 2 pi times... Hold on, let me just... So cosine has maximas at 2 pi times j, which means for our new function, we'll find all the maximas at xk plus p is equal to j 2 pi. Now what we want to get is we want to get j, which means we should just... No wait, do we want to get j? We want to get x. Yes. So what we should do is we should first move p to the other side, which means we'll get xk is equal to j 2 pi minus p, and then divide both sides by k to get xj 2 pi minus p divided by k. I remember opening an assembly book and giving up after finding out that there are more than 3 registers and giving up instantly. I mean, on one hand it's inconvenient, on the other hand different registers... Okay, this is just something that people, you know, love and hate. And this is just due to the structure of process. There's no way to change it. But different registers are made for different operations. So for example, one thing which was really funny to me when I was coding an assembly is that I tried to, like, for example, divide 2 different values, right? I was trying to divide 2 different values between registers and it wasn't working. It was just giving me some garbage result. So I was like, damn it, why isn't this working? Why isn't this working? I was just looking for answers, looking, and then at some point I realized that I found some sort of obscure book about assembly that, oh yeah, division between registers is actually really easy, unless you're using register number 28J7, in which case, if you want to divide, you need a value of 1 in the register of, I know, 78AB. And so that's one that's really funny in my opinion, because the assembly, the fact that depending on the register you use, you can't just simply cannot do some operations. Alright, so right here, find maxima, which is equal to lambda of j, and this will give us divided by k get value. Right here we will have j times 2 times math.pi minus face get value. Yes. And then we have the find maxima function. So what we can do now is we can set up a line, which will be equal to a line. Okay, line in between 2 points. So height of up times a dot get value, that's the height, up times a dot get value. I'll explain what all of this does in a second. Plus right times find the maxima of 0, and right here find, I know if I spelled maxima correctly by the way, of 1. And then add up data lambda m become this, and now we just have to hope that it's gonna work. Should be simple enough, right? At that point I realized that CZ was basically a toy computer when it came out. I am so smart though. Hold on, I am so smart. I did it on the first try. I'm a genius. Let's switch it to a double-sided arrow. A bit nicer. But listen, count a straight face? Who said I had a straight face? Maybe I had a gay face, huh, Ali? Don't you feel silly? I don't know why I really feels like it. Hold on, let me just input these. Let's see if this works. Come on. Okay, the buffer is screwing me over a tiny little bit, but that's a fixable problem. Buffer is equal to 0. I don't want to be buff. Sick. And now we can change all sorts of values to all sorts of other values. So for example, A and face. And we can change this one to 2.46. We can change this to 0.7. And we can manimate. This way suck do you make it? I'm really cooking with gauge recently. Buffer? What do you mean buffer is not a thing? Is there no buffer in there? I beg to differ! Unless I set up the buffer in the wrong place. Up plus right. Up plus right, and then I certainly did. Whoops. Whoops. And this is it. There we go. Now we have full control over this entire wave function using the... Yeah, so these lines of code are... Well, let's just say a bit chunky. But they work. My point is, they do work. And that's honestly all I could ever ask for. So now let's add some more things to the mix. Like, for example, there was like a number tracker thing. Decimal number. I think that's it. All of a sudden, chat went dead. No, just because I'm doing stuff in the background doesn't mean I'm not answering questions. I'm still looking over the chat every 2 seconds. How are you all guys doing? I haven't seen Yas in a while. I think Yas just came in, gave me 5 bucks and then left. What a mad lad. I'll use this one numbers. Or just... You just add them in there, that's it. Why is it not convenient? Yeah, apparently just popping in. Oh no, you should add an updater. Alright, but this is simple enough. Because we can just do decimal. Instead of decimal, we'll do a value, which will be decimal number. How do you figure out how to make the straight line between these 2 points? Great question! I was wondering when someone was going to ask me. I was waiting to answer. So, this is between 2 maximas, right? Now, here's the thing. This is actually a lovely question. I'd actually love to answer that. When we have a cosine function like this, what I'm basically trying to do is I'm basically trying to set up a line between these 2 maximas. So, how do you figure out where these maximas lie for a cosine function? First of all, let's start with something simple. So basically a cosine. Just good old any old-fashioned cosine x. Where do these maximas lie? Well, you might find that the first one lies at 0, the second lies at 2 pi, the third one lies at 4 pi, and so on. Now you all probably can see a pattern already. This is basically 2 pi times j. So if you want to get the coordinates of the first maxima, you just input j is equal to 0, and you get this one. If you want the second one, j is equal to 1, you get this one. If you want the third one, j is equal to 2, you get this one, and so on. You can see it in Desmos. j is equal to 1 is, j is equal to 0 is 0, j is equal to 1 is 2 pi, so j times 2 pi. If we set it to 0, we get 0. If we set it to 1, we get 2 pi. If we set it to 2, we get 4 pi. If we set it to 3, we get 6 pi, and so on. So this equation basically tells us already every single maxima for a standard cosine function. Now we have a bit of a problem on our hands. That is, our problem being, our function is a bit more complex. We have more of a mess on the inside. But this isn't much of a problem because we already know that once we actually input something, once we input 2 pi into our cosine, we're already gonna get a maxima. Which means that we want to check when is this inside equal to 2j, 2 pi j. My text language, oh yeah! Right. Just send wherever you like and all. Hold on, so yeah. That's why I basically had this equation right here, because we wanted to check when is this equal to j to pi, and then, you know, just some standard moving p onto the other side, dividing both sides by k, and we end up with this. And this is actually the exact equation I did in Python. And then it works, and honestly it just works, and I have no idea why or how, but that's all that matters, it works, right? Now the last things to do are just the most annoying bits, as always, which is adding, for example, AV, or rather wavelength. And for the wavelength, what we would want to do is we would want to set up a bit differently. So you got the first j and the second j, and make this straight line between them. Yes, exactly. So we right now have a function into which we input j, and we get this maxima. As you can see, j times 2 pi, so j 2 pi minus p divided by k. J times 2 pi minus p, whoops, screwed up, minus p divided by k. That's precisely this equation. This equation into this equation, because we already know what p is equal to, we have it right here. We already know what k is equal to, we have it right here. We're trying to figure out what x is equal to, so we can input any j we want. Writing math thesis, so it's not professional. Wrote it for fun. I dig any math thesis that I've written for fun. I almost wrote one myself, if not for the fact that I'm a big dum-dum who couldn't even get a single problem solved. Hyper-operational mathematics, don't want to get into it. It's not in the past. I don't want to relive these days. Ah, my arms hurt. It's really hard writing math. Oh, LaTeX. I know if you're talking to me, Zane, or to Yas. I know which one of us you're addressing at the moment, so I know if I should answer that. Both of you. Well, for me, LaTeX, obviously I use LaTeX. I mean, I use LaTeX. First of all, Manim uses LaTeX, obviously. Like this, for example. So, oh, great example of that would be, let's say we do wavelength is equal to V group decimal number, and we want to set lambda equal to this. Then what I would do is I would do math text, right? Equal to lambda equals. And there we go, this is LaTeX. 14k, yeah, it's going like crazy. Also, I use it in docs because it's just quicker this way. I don't have the time to look for the characters. No, I just have age bar is equal to p divided by something, I don't know. Back? I am smart. I'm just a smart boy. So yeah, LaTeX is great. What was I doing? Wavelength 0 1 no wait 0 set color yellow C, if I'm not mistaken. This should work. And then we'll have this, then we'll have decimal number, and then not wavelength, only wavelength 1. Add updated the set value to not square, only not get center, only 2 times math pi divided by phase, no wait, k get value, if I'm not mistaken. Is learning Manim hard? No, there's just a lot of things to learn. Every single thing is easy when you break it down separately, but it's really overwhelming. For basic stuff and basic animations, it's really easy, but right here I'm automating stuff. So this is also obscuring the picture. Like for example, updaters. Updaters are something that I only started using after a year of Manim. But now I use them constantly because they are just so useful. You could do all of this using some only basic transformations. It would be a bit more of a chore, but you could do it. And it would be all really easy. So for example, you could also create, class simple. This is all just boilerplate, so you don't have to worry about the def construct and stuff. I don't know, math text. So equation would be equal to lambda times theta equals I don't know, fraction of something like this, and then self play, create equation, self wait 1 second, self play, transform equation to nonsense. And then just render the animation. Hold on. And there we go. We have our nonsense animation. Do you understand pointers in C? Because a ton of people don't get it, and I know why. I also don't really know why. I really don't know why people don't get pointers, because they are really simple. They are so simple, in fact, that it took me 5 minutes to explain them. Well, I guess this is a sequel, so I guess 10 minutes, technically. Technically 10 minutes with this one. So this one, yeah, this is basically just pointers.
Items, you see it solved. Addresses are usually longer than the number they represent. So because it would render if we were times the size of each number.
And this is basically how you use pointers. There we go. 5 minutes to a full explanation of pointers. Pointers are so easy, which is crazy to me, because on YouTube you can find like pointers course. And there are like 3-hour-long courses for pointers. Why? Why is this a 3-hour-long course? I don't understand. Like, what could you possibly fit in there? No one cares about the application's memory structure. They are easy. I look so smart and I use arrays as pointers and people go, yeah, I know. They are easy and simple. I don't really get why people get confused. I had a segment for a video which in electronic about pointers, but I don't know if it made it in the end. Did it made it in the end? I don't think so. Maybe. Oh, it did. There we go.
Can take.
This is at the very end. I was running out of steam a bit, but
just like, you know what, this number it works.
this is my C code that I used in the video. I'll give you a second, Zane, to appreciate the absolute beauty. It's not complex. It's not difficult. This is actually why people consider C to be difficult. This is so simple that it's actually difficult. It's too simple for convenience, I would say. So this is like how you can use pointers if you're a psychopath, I guess. I don't know. This is so simple. Yeah, precisely. It is simple, but it looks complex because it's just so simple. It sounds dumb, but yeah. How the hell am I seeing pointers before I learn assembly? I don't think you even need assembly. Assembly deals less with pointers than C. Which is dumb though. They just like registers. Send PDF to Discord. Alright, let me open it up. Did you send it on? Hold on. You'll have it. Well, that's the issue. What is your name? Because I have like 60 different people who are sending me stuff, and 90% of these are bots. The first person on my list of pending people is called Hot Girls. I don't think that's a real account. And they have something which looks like a... Well, they have for a profile picture something that looks like it could get me demonetized, so yeah. A profile picture of a green guy. Okay, I have one green. Whoops, Megan has hot girls in his DMs. What a sly dog, yeah. I wanna see. No, I'm not showing. It could get me demonetized. Which part of it could get me demonetized did you all not get? Okay, there we go. Name or private source, so you can show it on Steam. Alright, Festive. Let's do a stream review. Let's do a stream review of a PDF. There we go. You've all heard of meme review, now it's time for a stream review. Let f of x be x to the x minus 1. A small side note here, this, for everyone, this is actually really annoying in most of mathematics, doing like exponentials to exponentials of the same thing. This is one of the least convenient things you could possibly have with exponentials, because there are almost no solid mathematical tools to solve them, which means this is actually already from the very beginning, this is gonna be a hard problem. No, I don't know where you're gonna go with this, but I know it's gonna be a hard problem based on the x to the power of x. So they are child of different inputs, so they obviously skyrocket because exponential, basically tetration, modified tetration. Integrate f of x from a to b. The sum of integrals is f of b minus a. It's hard to believe me, but I will try to. So I would just love the idea of, just being like, just trust me. Define the identity. So let b equal to 2 and a equal to 1. in the following integral, so in between, so basically the area under the function between the 1 and 2 gives us 1. It takes to logarithmic, even logarithms aren't much of a help with those. That's the main issue. It's a very annoying thing, and they are a bit of a help, but as much as logarithm could be. Chart of integrals where b increases in value. Yeah, so it makes sense. This is basically, these will all be equal to these minus 1, if I'm not mistaken. The reason why is because we just hold on. I know I'm kind of taking your paper apart, but I just wanna go step by step, making sure that I get every single thing. But I won't say anything silly. The point is what we're doing basically right now. Oh no, these will be larger because this goes into the negative. See, that's why it's good for me to double check, because otherwise I would say something silly. So if we have an integral between a and b of f of x, where f of x is equal to this, then these will be just, wait, they are one smaller? 7775, 7776, they are one smaller. Wait, for 6? For 6. What we're basically doing is we need a and we need b and we need dx. Important stuff. But always remember about the dx. Oh, it's not visualizing. Well, damn it. Never mind. I wanted to visualize the area underneath the function, but that's be a bit more. I still can. Oh, I need an integral for that. F of x is just not equal on the smaller. No, I won't even try. Cool. X to the power x minus 1. Good eye. Desmos is having a really hard time making this equation. I thought I put it correctly. Yeah, that's why. Okay, so basically what we're doing right now is when we're increasing this value, then we're just asking what is the area in between this point and slowly increasing points. That's why it will correlate strongly with this. All of these are 1 larger, which basically would mean that the area between 0 and 1 is equal to 1. Means that 1 to f of x equal to fb minus 1 is correct, yeah. Yo, hide it then. We increase the value of a in the following integrals. Then chart where b increases in the value of and a is equal to 2. This shows that a to b f of x equal to fb minus a. This is Strom's identity. You can write this identity as it's equal to b to b minus a. This is really cool. I'm enjoying. How are you, buddy? I'm doing pretty well. Reviewing Yas's awesome paper. Formal definitions from I like to use this version because this way you don't have to define a function. So a must be a neutral number, and a can't be. Oh, I don't really like using oof. I'm all for using dots between oof. Oh, this confuses me so hard. Okay, it's 1.5 or 0.7. A has to be. So a is either 1 or a 2, and b is bigger than a. We could see that it must be 1 or 2. The identity, if a is smaller or 1 or greater than 2, the identity is not true. I will speak more about this later. Proof. If the chances were not enough proof, that I thought it was solid. So calculate some integrals. Evaluate the following integral. Boundary values a and b, yeah. Control answer is correct using. I swear, funny. It is correct. Sick. Let's do another integral. Evaluate the following integral. So from 1 to 3. is there a natural number except 1 and 2 when used as a lower boundary number in the integral of the function which proves from identity? All the numbers are lower, but no, one of them works and then time is small, one or a tiny bit larger than 2. All I know is that if it's either 1 or 2, then this. What correlation does the boundary values on the integral to the function on x x minus 1, which proves that boundary values on the integral of the function true? Y1 and 2, what properties is 1 to have which makes from identity true? That's an interesting question. Take me for multiple weeks. Why 1 and 2, not 4, not 8, 12, 1 and 2 have nothing in common? That's a really good question. Wait, there is no answer? Oh, no, now it's gonna plague me for weeks. Hold on, did I miss something? Wait, is that a cliffhanger? Oh, now I know why people hate the ending of my recent video. I get it now. Some identity, identity's law. Did I miss something? I must have. I need to do more research. Oh, now it's gonna... Damn it! Now, now I'm gonna think about this for weeks. Ah, damn it! Why 1 and 2? Okay, let's think about it for a second. Why 1 and 2? So, why 1 and 2? Why 1 and 2? Well, great question. So, why 1 and 2? So, hold on. First, let me check how to f of x equal to this area under the function, because that would be easier. Smaller than y, it's greater than y. Alright, and then there's most defined domain. You're trying yourself with a normal boundary value, it doesn't work. Why 1 and 2 though? And why is DuckDuckGo not working? Buddy, there's most defined domain. Come on, I clearly have internet connection. Check your network connection. I think it's fine. No, doesn't make it another job besides being a YouTuber. Your skills in making money in real world. Ouch! Pull your punches. Or are you just a really cool YouTuber? In real world, ouchie. I touch grass sometimes. I am a freelancer CGI artist. I just make ads. Okay, so it's curly brackets. Where x is a b, like the wrong way, isn't it? B a. Cool, so we have this. And yeah, it's glitchy a bit, and by bit I mean a fair bit, but this is basically the area of calculation. Well, I guess also where y is greater than 0, I guess. So this is the area we're calculating, right? This is our integral. And when a is equal to 1, then the identity fits, and if a is equal to 2, the identity fits. What changes in between A3? DNS issue? No, my joke about my internet connection was that, you know, I'm streaming right now, so net connection issue was pretty unlikely. What's so different between 1, 2 and every other number in this function? What is so different? Damn it. I'm gonna think for this. Okay, so this is the hyper-operational mathematics all over again. It's a hard question, this. 1, 2. So Strom's identity, which is basically this, which means that if we have a which is equal to 3, wait, minus a, wait, this minus a, which means you're subtracting 1 or 2. So wait, what you're basically doing is you are beta power b minus 1. So basically, the entire function looks like this. The entire identity looks like this. You have an integral from a to b of function f of x is equal to f of b minus a. What's your problem? Oh yeah, dx. That's right. This is the entire identity. When you pass a certain value, the area tends to be infinity on the curve as curve jumps to infinity. Pass a value area tends to be. I mean, it goes to the infinity. It's not, but it's never. It never is actual infinity. I mean, if you have b equal to infinity, then there's infinity. But unless b is equal to infinity, it's always a finite value. For example, from 0 to 1, for example, yeah, this goes to infinity, that is true. But from 1 to 10,000, this is still a finite value. Which means that if we input 3 right here and 3 right here, then... By the way, why is this not showing a result? Oh yeah, because I said equal to, which... Yeah, it's probably f of b minus a. What now? Hold on. When the function follows this identity, yeah. Well, rather want to know why it doesn't follow it when a is not equal to 1 or 2, but the rules, we write rules. A must be in between 1 or 2, b must be greater than a. And the identity is this, but this is clearly not the case in here, so hey, what's going on? I'm sorry? What's the mistake? B to the power b minus 1 minus a. Because I'm not crazy, right? 5.7 is not equal to 8, which means there must be a mistake somewhere. Now the question is, where's the mistake? Anyone, any ideas? Do you think the calculator I used to calculate the integrals broke? I mean, no, because this is the identity, correct? This is the identity. And I'm assuming it's correct. I copied it over to Desmos, which means that this is the first, this is the left side of the equality, this is the right side of the equality, which means they both should be equal. So if we set a to 2 and b to 4, for example, they should be equal. Yet they are clearly not. Yeah, the identity, precisely. From a to b, f of x should be equal to f of b minus a. So this should be equal to this. b to the power of b is not f of b, but f of b is precisely that. It's b to the power of b minus 1. That's precisely what f of b is. You can see that if I do b to the power of b minus 1, then the result doesn't change. It's the exact same function. That's a bum. I mean, yeah, I can't really see what the error would be. That's what didn't seem quite right to me, because on the very beginning with this, all of these numbers are... That's why I basically got a hiccup in the very beginning. When you have these numbers, right, then this, for example, from 1 to 6 should give you 7,775. Wait, hold on. Okay, actually, let's check how much would it give us. 770, yeah. So that is correct, great. And then this one clearly gives us 7776, right? F of x, f of 6, 7776. Yeah, so this is correct. Why is this wrong then? These two are correct, so let's try it for higher values. Let's try all different values. Let's try for 5. So b is equal to 5. Yeah, they are always a distance of 1 apart. Solve the integral, then plug the numbers? Well, I'm confused. Desmos is approximating the integral, but the approximation is good enough for us to use it. The approximation is really, really solid. I mean, wait, what is the integral of from alpha? X to the power of x minus 1 dx. There is no result. That's by the way, that's on the very beginning. Remember when I said that x to the power of x are really often annoying? That's precisely why. This is what you normally end up with. It's just an absolute mess. Well, this is a series expansion, so I guess, you know, that would almost always be a mess, but still. That's why the x to the x are annoying. I mean, I think the main issue is when you went to solve these integrals, right? Evaluating the integral for this, you just plugged it in for the original function, not for the integral of the function. Or at least you assumed that the Strom's identity was correct. Hey, hold on, actually. To give this using power, evaluate the integral. 62. Wait, this... They do say 62. From 2 to 4, x minus 1. Maybe it's like a passing error, maybe? From 2 to 4. 31. And another thing, always remember to add the x, by the way. The crossover. Yeah, I guess they just tricked you. I guess, which is weird because I don't know. Okay, so from 1 to 3. Let's approach it graphically, alright? Right here we have 2, 3. From this area? Okay, so 5.7, that's what Desmos tells us. Let's ask Wolfram Alpha, what Wolfram Alpha thinks about the idea. From 1 to 3 of x to the power of x minus 1 dx. Let's see. 5, 7. Yeah, there's just... What's the name of this program? I don't remember. It was math... It's another one of the computational intelligence. What's the name? I know the logo. What's the name of it? It was Mathway. Yeah, the Mathway just tricked you. Mathway just straight up gone ahead and bloody scammed you in the integral. Where's them integrals? Gosh, they cancel Mathway 2024. They just stripped up, scammed you. Am I blind or silly? Integral? Can I know? LaTeX? No? Okay, well. Am I blind or mad? Top left corner. Unless you... Oh wait, top left corner. I mean like this. Calculus. Sick. That makes sense. So integral from 1 to 3 of x to the power of x minus 1 dx. What is it? Evaluate the integral. 8. Suck it. I'm gonna delete my message. Oh, you little cheeser. Calculus this. From 2 to 4 of x to the power of x minus 1 dx. 62. Mathway? Mathway? But it's not. Unless the power rule is screened it up. Differentiate expressions. Wait, what? How are you using the power rule for this? Wait, how are they using the power rule for this equation? This is x to the power x, not x to the power a, or x to the power n. I think that's what's happening. Yeah, I think Mathway is just... Don't trust Mathway. Well, there's a lesson to be learned, everyone. Now we know not to trust Mathway, because they're just scamming fake info, spreading misinformation. That is sad, because Mathway just genuinely... This is Mathway's fault now. Wolfram Alpha got it differently, because they... I'm assuming that... Was yesterday National Canadian Bacon Day? That's a genuine question. That's a real question someone asked. Cool. Excuse me, what power... Yeah, I mean, I don't really understand why you would use a power rule in this case. Power rule would make sense if you had x to the power of a minus 1. In this case, power rule would make sense. And I'm pretty certain if we plug it into Wolfram Alpha, if we plug it just x to the power a minus 1, it will just give us definition of the power rule. Yeah, so basically power rule the other way. This makes sense. Which is way different from this. think this really my identity, I guess. I mean, it's not like well, it's really hard to create an identity when you know the program you're using for integration is actively lying to you. That's just the fault of a calculator, and not even calculator at this point. It's just the fault of Mathway. Mathway should do better. Yeah. You know what? These lives were actually kind of fun. Maybe I would get back to the hyperoperational mathematics at one of these streams. Also, Ali, you're awfully quiet. Is it you just sitting in the background, not shredding? It's not in the technology, man. You from, by the way? I'm from YouTube. Make it from here. I guess you have solved the integral by hand. Not gonna lie, Ellen. Thanks you for this. You did not just no. Yes. Yeah, you didn't. Thank you. Well, first 2 ever donations on YouTube from Yas. Thank you, Yas. Oh my goodness. I have so many things open. Hold on, I need to clean up my other screen. Turn this off. Oh, okay. Thank you. By the way, are the currencies for all of you too so screwed up? Because donation. Yeah, I mean Yas is going crazy. I mean not screwed up. Only I think I have a VPN, and I know if it's a VPN's case, or if you donate in the different currency, or if my YouTube is just broken. Either one could be the case, yeah. But there is something I can do to cheer you up if you want, Yas. Because I myself tried reinventing math, and if I were to cheer you up, I failed miserably. And I failed way worse than because I didn't fail because of calculator problem. I just failed because I just couldn't fix this. This was a mess. And one of these streams, maybe we will make a hyper-operational mathematics live stream, because that sounds like a lot of fun. All of these equations are just me losing my mind trying to solve things. It didn't work. I know what country you're from the small detail. I guess I should keep it to myself. What do you mean? Wait, what? Which small detail? The fact they use a VPN? Speaking of, this live stream is sponsored by Make It VPN. If you'd like to get a VPN for yourself, link in the description, makeit.wtf/VPN, where you can go and get a VPN and help support the channel. No, he's donating in sec. Well, thanks for checking it out. I mean, means a lot to a young mathematician like me. I should probably sleep now, but it's getting late. Before you go, though, I do want to say one thing. Do not even dare get discouraged because of this. Because really often, you know, you see something like that fail, and then because of that, you won't try next time. But the fact that you still wrote down all of this and still actually went through the process is still incredibly impressive. So really don't get discouraged, because that would be awful. This is crazy lot of potential if you're already writing down papers like these. And at some point you're gonna hit the mark, because at some point you're gonna write the paper which is gonna be true, and then it's not just gonna be me who's reviewing it and sort of BS science live stream, only it's gonna be published in the actual science. That's what journals, that's what we call it. I don't know, I'm not a scientist. I wouldn't know. I just make YouTubes on videos. So yeah, just don't get discouraged, because this is still amazing. In this case, there was just Mathway's fault, in my opinion. It's really bloody awful. I'm mad. Anyhow, what was I doing before, by the way? Oh, Manim. Yeah, but the rest of Manim setup things are pretty boring. I don't want to do it now on the stream. It's gonna be cringe. Thank you, good night. Good night, yes. There's this one video where you showed your drawings on your computer. One of them is called New in a Different Language, country I visited before. Yeah, I mean, it's not a secret I'm from Poland. It's like, not a secret. I don't keep it a secret. I just don't like to share this fact because Polish people are animals, and every single time they hear about Poland, they're like, "Yeah, Poland!" And it just, and honestly, it's kind of annoying when we're all just chatting on a live stream, and then all of a sudden you're getting spammed by people yelling Poland and stuff. You're from Poland? No way! Oh, Ali, you're still here. By the way, Ali, would you like to play Satisfactory with me and Tefta? Just asking, just wondering, curious. Just asking for a friend. Like, technically, no. As hypothetically. As a hypothetical, like, if you were to answer from a... Someone mentioned the country you are from, Discord server before. I guess, right. I mean, they weren't really guessing. I don't keep it a secret. It's just, I don't really like talking about it on stream because, as I mentioned, Poles are animals. So, you know... I know my laptop can handle it. I haven't downloaded Steam yet. I mean, there's not. I can think of one really solid way to find out if your laptop can handle it. I thought it was a secret. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I get where you would get the idea, right? Because I most of the time avoid the question. But as I mentioned, I don't avoid the question because I want to keep it a secret, only because I'm Polish. Hopefully, in the future, I'll move to the Netherlands or even southern France. Both these places seem lovely, and then I won't have to worry about surfing. There's some other games first before I go and get it. I just really wanna stream as a group for free. I don't know. I'm fine. How long I've been waiting for you to get a PC? For goodness sake. Also, apparently you've streamed before, but you stopped right when I started. So, you know. I know. Don't be coy with me. Unbelievable. I'm gonna buy you. Also, you. By the way, didn't you like buy Patreon? so we know. That's kind of so. See, now now that you supported me on Patreon, I actually have the money to give you a game. Easy, simple. Low-key, I love Poland when I visit. It reminds me of Egypt before inflation. Now we are struggling here. Oh, don't worry, there's plenty of inflation here too. Now I can remind you of Egypt during inflation if you want to visit again. I mean, Poland is fine though. It's just like any other, conservative Slavic country. I don't really have anything special against conservatives. I don't have anything special against Slavic countries. I don't have anything special against conservative Slavic countries. It's very mundane, and my point is. There are plenty of those. Like my spoiled childhood kind of way. I was showing. Well, we're actually in Poland. There's one thing which happened recently, which is kind of funny. Basically, the government, which was really anti-European Union, finally got kind of quote-unquote abolished, let's just say, and now EU is giving Poland crazy lot of funds in a really short period of time. So that's kind of fun. Money. I like free money. What's it called when you are both liberal and conservative? It's called trolling, Ali. It's called trolling. I have a bet that you are a native English speaker. You mean me? It's a very nice thing, actually. That's a quite large of a compliment. I do speak a lot more English than Polish. A lot more. I have an English vocabulary and a Polish accent, which means I can't speak neither of languages well. Which sucks. When it comes to holding up a conversation, I feel much better in English. When it comes to my default muscle memory, most of speaking, I unfortunately do better in Polish, which sucks. I also use a lot of really weird words, like for example, I know whilst. For some reason, I say whilst instead of while. Or if I were to, which is a very weird tense. What kind of tense is that? What kind of tense is where to? Where to be? Yeah, this conditional tense. Which is probably the most bizarre kind you could ever find. condition to proposition for valid depends on some condition. Is that a tense? Condition. Okay, so I suppose this. I use where to a whole lot. I don't know even why. You guys are less conservative than us. Egypt is technically like a mid-conservative, not that extreme and the least extreme, but you guys are cooler, literally and hypothetically. I like the pun. But no, my issue with pun is not the political. I don't really like getting into this sort of politics because I don't think I know enough about politics to have any strong views on these sort of topics. All I'm saying is that Poland is just a very boring country. And that's because Poland is surrounded by other Slavic conservative countries. Which, there isn't really much of a difference between Poland and Slovakia, or, I don't know, Romania is a bit more different, but still really similar for European standards. Hungary is also there, which is weird because Hungarians and Poles are actually really good friends. Hungarians and Russians are really good friends, and Poles and Russians are the largest of enemies. So this is also a fun little love and hate triangle. This is just, yeah, the geopolitical issues of Europe. Welcome to another geopolitical live stream where we'll be discussing the socio-economic climate of Eastern Europe. I feel like we should end the live stream soon enough now. It's been 2 hours, that's a solid live stream. I really like the fact that I'm finally streaming every single day. Remember Ali back in the day when I was like, hey, I should do these science streams way more often? Well, now I actually am doing them way more often. Look at that. Look at this. Almost every single day for the past 4 days. Now, okay, 4 days is not a lot, but we're actually getting there. Now you are. Now I actually am. And you know what that means, Ali? More medicine live streams. Not this week, because this week I still need to get through all the quantum mechanics to make the video. Torture Tuesday. But next week, because next week I actually won't have anything too deep to research. I guess a bit of chemistry, but only a bit. Which means I actually will be able to do a medicine live stream. And since you have a laptop, we could actually do a medicine live stream together. That would be cool. Right? No? I don't know. Whatever. Promise? Ali, listen. If you want, any day of the week, just let me know. Hop on voice chat, and I am more than glad to do Ali's amazing. Ali's amazing. Damn it! There's no day of the week which starts with A. Ali's amazing after Sunday. Not gonna lie, I would love to live in Poland for one. I feel it is one of the cheapest countries to live in Europe. It might be. Kind of close to other places as Germany, and the weather is good. Yeah, there are all positives, but I mean, here's the thing: in Europe, you guys are somewhat easygoing with rules like Egyptians, so we share some culture for some reason. But yeah, but there's one problem with Eastern Europe, and you have to be aware of that. It sucks, I hate it, but you have to be aware of the fact that in Eastern Europe, nationalism is a massive thing. And that's because Eastern Europe, for a really long time, Eastern Europeans were fighting for a really long time, either with Russians or with Germans or with each other, and because of that, the nationalism is really severe. So if you go to Europe as an Egyptian, you will meet so much racism against you. It's gonna, like, I just want you to know that that's the huge downside of these conservative Eastern European countries. The racism is just unbelievable. I have never seen a black person outside of the capital in Poland. Never. the racism is just insane. So, you know, that's, I suppose the upside is that it is cheap, but like, that just sucks. I don't really like that sort of nationalism, because then, you know, you as an Egyptian would like to move here because it's cheap, yeah, and that's reasonable. Cheap, close to Germany, that's all reasonable. But the downside is that because of nationalism, Poles will make it harder for you to move here because they want to keep on Polish and stuff, which is dumb and it's idiotic, and I hate it. I don't like this sort of thing. So that's the main downside of Eastern Europe, just huge nationality issues where people are like, no, because it's our country, we can't have any productive immigrants who are called immigrants only because they move here from a different country, actually isn't defining them as a person any other way. Which is the same thing for America, by the way, Ali. Don't you bra moment me. You all Americans are the same. I, as a European, can't move to America. Why? Because, well, I can go there, but I can't move there. Because you're like, oh, America, we love America. And America is great. I would love to... Listen, I cry every single time I hear the American anthem. I cry tears of joy, alright? I just feel the pride pumping. Listen, my blood is red, white, and blue. It's... Before I go to sleep, I recite the American Constitution, okay? When my signature is just the entire 13th Amendment written down. But I can't move there because nationality, just, yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about that, the racism, but I don't know. I didn't get treated badly, probably because I was in Warsaw and also in this small town like 2 hours from Warsaw. That's the kind of... I pray to Biden every day. President Trump, save us from... Yeah, in most of the capitals, in most countries, it's not that big of an issue. And if you go to small towns and then you like really meet with the people, then they sort of start treating you as a local, and then once again it's not an issue. That's the entire... But that's like the entire thing of racism, isn't it? It's kind of... There's no reason behind it. So... I mean, the country is alright. It's alright for Eastern Europe. Just that's one thing I don't really like. Ego screech, you better believe ego screech. Oh, damn it, I love America. I'm sorry, I just get emotional when I think about all the freedom. You love America. I want a cape, which will be just one massive American flag. That's just all I need. And a gun. Those are the two things. Like keeping away from pure happiness. Actually. And in Satisfactory, there is oil. I'm right now with Tefta. We're actually extracting oil, and it doesn't really get much more American than that. No, this actually has been going for 2 hours now. That's the average back to school shopping list. American flag, cape, and a Glock. That's all you need in American schools. Oh, this is not funny though, is it? Because like, how often do school shootings happen in America? It's like unsettlingly high. I shouldn't be laughing. How often do school shootings happen in America? It's a little funny, is it though? There are... Oh, this is insane. This is... Are we seeing... That's America. I trust you. Never gonna live in a country that doesn't use the metric system. I am sorry. Don't apologize for that. That's a... You know what? I'm all for that statement. Imperial units. How about you imperial these nuts and stuff? Look at this graph! This is insane! this is like. Have the most expensive healthcare. Oh yeah, healthcare is another whole can of worms I read. Yeah. The metric system doesn't measure freedom. Do they have lockdown drills? What? Oh, lockdown drills. Yes, they do, but not for school shooters. Well, okay, no, not lockdown drills. We have emergency drills. So, for example, if there's a fire or something, which is a bit more common than a school shooter. I'm back an hour later on old. Well, welcome back, and we're just looking at some fun graphs. Oh, this is insane. By the way, hold on. Can we not gloss over the fact that this just doubled in a year? As a high school, it's terrifying. Yeah, it is. Also, another thing, 300 school shootings. This is the number of school shootings. 124 between 2021 and 2022. Okay, this is just doubled, over doubled. Not, it's definitely not good. Okay, but like 327. 365 divided by 327 gives you 1.11. Wait, no, wrong way, right? 327 divided by 365. You have 89% that there's gonna be a school shooting on any given day. Never heard of a school shooting outside of USA. I have heard of them, but they're really rare. Like, school shootings are a national crisis when a school shooting happens. That's insane. When school shooting is just an insane thing to happen. Decline in mental health, lack of mental care have been a big contributor. Yeah, definitely the fact that most of the time, most insurance providers don't cover mental health, because why would they? Who cares about mental health? Mental health is just for leftist snowflakes. Yeah, living mental health. Just buy another boat. We have two school shooting drills a year. But American guns, I mean, why? School shooter isn't gonna shoot you if you shoot them first. What I'm saying. Emergency drills, fire, and we start to scream and laugh, acting as if it was real. Me, Christ and Snowflake. You leftist? Yeah, but you socialist? How about you socialize to some bitch instead? 2% is the damn. Not taking my second amendment. Ever heard of... Okay, also the fact that, like, you know... amendment telling you that you can carry guns is second, but the amendment abolishing slavery is 13th. You can see the priorities in there. On our to-do list, keeping our guns is priority number 2. Giving black people citizenship, that's 13th. Yeah, it's still important. It's just, you know, this graph is insane though. Elementary schools. No. 82 elementary school shootings. Why are middle, by the way, so low? Woman getting rights is number 19? Wait, really? Listen, the on God had 17 different amendments in between the one that tells them like they can keep their guns and women rights. Also, we live in a time where where in one country you can at the same time you have one country in Europe which makes abortion constitutional, and another state in the United States which makes it constitutionally illegal. I don't know if that's the real adjective we would use, but you know, You have a country in Europe in which constitution tells you that abortion is legal, and state in the United States which tells you it's illegal at the same time, which is just quite silly in my opinion. You can have in Europe and USA two exactly opposite kind of views. Insurance doesn't care about dentists, mental health, and IVF for some reason. Yeah, the insurance providers are just dicks. Let's be real. Doesn't say keeping guns, or say if you're part of the militia you can have a gun. Really? What does other represent? Homeschooling? We shouldn't be laughing at those. Why we just listen, hi the YouTube moderation team. I like my ad revenue, okay. The fact they needed to state that some certain kind of people can be free in their constitution is all kind of fucked up, and guys, that is kind of fucked up. That, but okay, in constitution it makes sense. In constitution saying that people have to be free, it makes sense. The fact that it's an amendment, that's kind of fucked up. The problem of anti-gun point of view is that it usually students don't just get high and randomly decide to go postal. There are school shooting reasons that there are school bullying reasons that happen in all countries. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Taking away guns is not really a great idea. Many people really like to be like, oh, just take away their guns. And yeah, that would fix some school shootings, certainly, but like, if there is a kid that wants to shut up a school, then finding a gun is not their largest concern. Obviously, making it easier will increase the amount of school shootings, but still, this is not just because people have guns in America. Contributing factor, certainly, but not just because of that. The insurance certainly doesn't help. It's a bit of a math live stream I've watched. I mean, it's not... Oh yeah, it is, I suppose it is a Schrodingers live stream. In Egypt, to own a gun, you need to be a police officer or a military one. Or a politician, I guess. Have it for the sake of hunting. Needs a license. Yeah, that's how it works in most of Europe too. You need a license. You need a license for a gun. And technically, this is also how it works in America. In America, you also need to be like... You need a background check. I say technically because then you have Texas where you can go to Walmart and buy a gun, I guess. Well, I guess now you know. Also, be careful in front of school buildings. This is awful. This I hate. No, this is awful. This really is awful. I'm pretty certain there are more guns in America than people, and that wouldn't be surprising. Yeah, I would even say there are a lot more guns than people. Gun self-killing number is terrifying. I don't know if I want to. Are we really going in this deep? I mean, fine. Let's see. Fine. 40 and 50,000. It went up. Of course it did. Because of course it did. $25 to $44 is almost. Because of course it went up. It couldn't have just dropped down like a normal statistic. It had to go up. It had to go up. 1.7 million in 2021. No. I think that's the fact people have the access to guns in America and just can go to shop in random stores. It's a huge factor. Yeah, the fact you can, in Walmart, you can just go to Walmart and buy a gun. Stars and stripes. Just tears in my eyes. It's pride. 100 something guns per person. Okay, I don't think it would be 100 something per person, but it certainly would be around 4 or 3. Normalization of someone owning a gun and not everyone fearing them, and it being socially acceptable is what makes shooting a thing. Yeah, I guess the social acceptability is mostly because all of you Americans in the chat, I probably should explain. We don't know a person X owns a gun and we fear them. Thousand more has. Yeah, exactly. For all of you Americans, I should probably explain something. In Europe and most of actually countries in the world, a gun is, to say that it's a rarity is to say nothing. Like, for example, I've never held a gun in my entire life. I've never seen a gun. I've seen a couple holders, I guess. I guess police officers, some of them carry guns. But, like, a gun is an extreme rarity. It's... To say that's uncommon is to say nothing. I have never held a gun, I have never seen a gun up close. So, if you have someone with a gun, that's just... Well, it's basically a weapon. It's treated like a weapon. Like, most of my family owns a gun because it's a big thing. But in America, everyone can own a gun as if it was a phone, yeah. I don't like these statistics. Obviously, firearm is 50, because why wouldn't it be? I don't... Why is it going up? Why? Just like... Why? Just can't it just... I don't know. Funny story, it dropped... When it down it went the live stream, I don't know if I'll end the live stream. I'm gonna keep going. Well, I can't end live stream on this, man. I can't. Wow, in 2018, it started dropping. Isn't that great? Wow, I really sure hope that nothing is gonna happen in 2020 that will make it go up again. Because it's actually started dropping. That's great news. Boy, am I glad that nothing bad is gonna happen in 2020, which would all of a sudden change the course of the statistics to have it go back up again. That would be pretty awful. Everyone's have gone shooting multiple times. And honestly, I mean, that's the issue. This is not something that an individual can solve. I held a gun. It's so heavy, not gonna lie. It's a rare thing, of course. I only have one distant family member who owns a gun. Yeah, I mean, it is believable. I mean, certainly people can hold guns. It's just, I'm saying that from perspective of someone who doesn't know anyone who owns a gun, it's just unbelievable to... Yeah, but yeah, it's not that guns are unheard of in Europe. It's just that they are treated as weapons. Multiple times, many, not even multiple, yeah. And I mean, I get it. If I had a gun, I would probably go shooting too. But I don't. Because of communism. That's why. Because in Europe, you just have communists who are trying to take away all your freedom. And that's... I've shot that range a few times. I think as long as you respect what it can do and treat it with knowledge of it being able to hurt someone is important. Yeah, but like at the same time, how many people, Ali, do you know that actually would treat it with respect? I'm not saying Americans are idiots, I'm saying people are idiots in general. If you have someone, you know, most people are not really responsible. The majority of gun owners I know, yeah. Rates nearly returned to peak in 2021. Yeah. 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 Damn. That's why Soda keeps messaging us in Discord, by the way. Daily reminder America exists. Because it's unbelievable. I wouldn't believe it. You mean to tell me that there is an island, like an island that's larger than Europe? And it's behind the Pacific? It's like behind the largest sea we've ever seen? On the other side of the globe? Where people are like carrying guns everywhere with them? Also, another thing about America though, which honestly for me is way more annoying than the guns, is the car-centricness. And probably the best example of that is Texas, because of course it's Texas. Look at this monstrosity. I mean, this is a real freeway. Like, take a look at the Katy freeway in Texas. Yeah, I mean, no the title required. Just take a look at this. Yeah, that's psycho. How about this thing? Definitely not the norm, though. Is it not the norm, though? Like, come on. Houston. How do you spell Houston? Is that how you spell Houston? Damn, I'm good. Look at me, the American patriot. I know how to spell Houston. Like, take a look at Houston, for example. Okay, to be fair, this is still Texas, I guess. Yeah. Look at this. This is insanity. Now, for most people from America, this... Okay. And here's where the cultural impact is really important. Well, not the cultural impact, only the thing. In America, this is the norm. And this is the actual norm. Like, most American cities have freeways going through them, or massive roads going through them. And because of that, Americans don't really realize just how weird it is. We're gonna just have a quarter pounder, right? Another place made a third pounder. People went to McDonald's because they thought 1/4 was higher than 1/3. Yeah, I heard of that too. Which is a whole... Yeah. Everyone is okay with credit rate in the bank, for example. Nobody ever wants some citizenship rating based on which ownership of specific weapons would be allowed. Egypt has bigger freeways. Go Egypt freeways. Do they? Oh yeah, I heard that Egypt was also pretty considered. Egypt freeways. Oh, that is also pretty chunky. Oh my goodness. And the main issue, huge compared to other countries. Oh yeah, in America, 80% of people drive SUVs, which is also completely ridiculous. There is no need for 80% of Americans to drive SUVs. There is barely need for 10% of Americans to drive SUVs, but now it's 80, so that's also great. But the main issue with freeways is that they are wildly expensive. And when I say wildly, I mean wildly expensive. In comparison to other forms of transportation, this is the most expensive, least efficient form of transportation. So basically, there is no other form of transportation, no other reasonable form of transportation which would be more expensive with less return investment than this. Is that a roundabout? What do I do? It's a roundabout on the freeway, by the way. Actually, okay, roundabout on the freeway sounds kind of cool. But yeah. And here's the thing. Okay, and here's the thing that I want to actually mention. Most people in America wouldn't see a problem with this, and I don't blame them. Every single city looks like this. So let me show you something else. Instead of Houston, which looks like this, let me show you Amsterdam. Now, to be fair, Amsterdam is an extreme. Amsterdam is probably, when it comes to the really large cities, it's probably one of the least car-centric. The entire city, and not a single freeway. And this isn't even me cherry-picking data. I know that they're just looking for, yeah, you have this, but this is a road on the edge of town. So this is the largest road you'd have. And, take a closer peek. This, hold on, is a two-lane road. Two-lane roads with tram tracks on the inside. And this is a car. This is not for cars. This is for bikes. So this is a bike lane. Which means on the edge of town, the largest roads you have are basically for 4 different lanes. In Houston, in the center of the city, you have this. And that's why I mentioned, like, that's the issue. Most Americans won't see a problem with this, and I don't blame them, because every single city in America will have this sort of infrastructure, which, as I mentioned, is the least efficient, most expensive kind of infrastructure. And so no wonder that most American cities have a really big trouble, like, sustaining themselves, because this is a huge money hole. And then you have American suburbs. which are also fantastic and just amazing. I mean, it looks great. It's from Strong Towns. Yeah, Strong Towns is gonna have a lot of great material on this. The good thing about Egypt is we do have mixed use development. Oh yeah, exactly. The two main problems with America is car centricity and zoning. So if Egypt has mixed use development, then this is already solved half the issue. The more important half the issue. My neighborhood Loki looks like Warsaw. Egypt. I don't even think I need to add Egypt. Maybe I do. Muddy. Oh, this does look lovely though. Yeah, most of these are gonna be tourist pictures, so yeah, there's tourism. I don't care about tourism, I'm looking for city center. Look at me spelling center like a Brit. No. Force Patriot. This, I suppose. Oh yeah, mid-rises too. Massive help. So we have both. Yeah, that's and yeah, that's also another thing when it comes to America. When you have suburbs like these don't exist because people want to live in suburbs. I should mention that. These are not here because people want to live in them. These are there because in America you have zoning, and most of the land is allocated to single family housing, which means that it is illegal to build anything else than single family homes in the suburbs. It is illegal, which is mad. And because that all of this just looks... Wait, suburbs, there was like there was some pages which allowed you to see like the... Oh yeah, by the way, you have American suburbs versus European suburbs if you want to see the difference. So my tummy is upset. I'm gonna go lay down. Bye now. All right, Ali. I'm glad. I just want to see you being brave. That's impressive. I'm sorry. What? More direct highways making travel faster. Wait, what now? That's highly misleading, though. US has more direct highways making travel faster. That's highly misleading. Travel by car faster, not travel. High-speed train is gonna beat car any day of the week. It's not even gonna be close. Never buying a new house. Well, not in America, but in Europe you could try. In Europe, you might... Yeah, in Europe you might actually get... Like, if you wanna see, we'll go out, right, New Cairo. Degla wrong. Did I? Oh, damn it. I did. I absolutely did write Degla wrong. I'm dyslexic and dysbrainic, apparently. I lack a brain. Oh my goodness, boy. This is a cool image. That's a render, right? It can't be a real image. Oh, is it the new capital? Oh, is it the new Egypt's capital? Like the new capital. Less mixed use. So it's a copy of America, and I hate it. You go and have a car and super. Honestly, I'm pretty certain Adam something made a video about this. In case you're interested what the leftist snowflake has to say. I just like people calling that is funny. I'm really glad you hate it, because that means you're really skeptical about these things, which is a very good scientific way to think. So I respect that. If you want even more reasons to hate it, then... Hold on, I'm looking for... Yeah. I could go... I need to go have a car. Cars are just expensive. That's the main reason why I don't like cars. I ain't got the money for that. I ain't got the money to spend on cars and whatnot. I have to spend on charity. Speaking of, http:// charity, you can buy for yourself. Would recommend. That's why I would recommend moving to Europe. And whilst I know that Poland is cheap, new capital, it's still desert, not gonna lie. But if you care about moving, okay, if you say you want to move to Poland because it's cheap, then I would recommend something different actually. I would recommend new car or something like good keyword. Oh yeah, so I was just okay. Okay, so I completely wrong New Cairo. Well, then whoops. That's just something that's just the New Cairo images I just assumed. Sorry about that. But if you say you want to move to you like Poland because it was cheap, then when it goes to moving, most of Europe seems expensive, but once you actually move there are so many social programs that it becomes pretty cheap to live everywhere. So for example, I don't know, Netherlands, you move to Netherlands and on one hand it might seem like a really expensive place to live, but once you realize that you don't have to own a car, you don't have to spend anything on the car, the healthcare is free, all the things are free, there are general subsidies, then you know, the cost of living may seem expensive, but it's offset by all the debt benefits. So that's why most of Europe is either really cheap already or becoming cheap. But you have to move away from... What about Sweden? Well, Sweden and Nordic countries in general are unique, but that's only because they are rich. And so, like, if you permanently move to Sweden, then yeah, you won't... The prices won't bother you either. Because everything will be really expensive, but at the same time you will be earning crazy lot of money. Well, I suppose Norway would be the best example of that, but Sweden is also pretty solid. Images, any good photos of the roads? It's all apartments. Oh, you mean like it's no mixed zoning? It's just all for to cram as many people as possible. Before I actually comment on this, I wanna like real estate out. Oof. Yeah. The Industrial Revolution and its consequences have been disastrous. Anyhow, we'll have to be a bit more realistic for now. And once in the future, I'd love to move to Netherlands, or maybe southern France if it turns more into Netherlands too. For now, live in the present, which means I have to go now and finish the video, which I'm gonna upload this Sunday about quantum mechanics, which I think would be rather lovely. So it was fun. It was actually a really fun live stream. I really enjoyed it a lot. But for now, unfortunately, I have to go. And all good things have to come to an end. So, that was fun. It really was fun. Well then. Very good luck on the stream. Join tomorrow, alright. Thank you. It was actually a real pleasure talking with you. I really appreciate you joining in. And I really want to wait till the end of the song. Because impending impression. Oh, never mind, I'm not going to. Well then, for now, that'll be it. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye.